Khamzat Chimaev has recently found himself in an unexpected online feud, not with a fellow fighter, but with a fake Rainier de Ridder account. Following the UFC Vancouver card this past weekend, Chimaev has been vocal about Rainier de Ridder's disappointing performance against Brendan Allen. During the fight, de Ridder's corner threw in the towel after he was dominated by Allen, which shocked many fans and analysts who believed that de Ridder was on track to earn a title shot. Instead, the loss appeared to set him back significantly in the rankings. After the fight, Chimaev took to social media to criticize de Ridder's showing and mock him for what he called quitting during the bout. Known for his fiery personality and direct comments, Chimaev did not hold back in expressing his thoughts. However, the situation took a strange turn when a fake Rainier de Ridder account began interacting with him online. The parody account, which has fooled a large number of MMA fans and even fighters in the past, tweeted directly at Chimaev saying, "Shut up," and attached a photo of Chimaev during a period when he was dealing with health problems. Chimaev, never one to ignore criticism or let something go unchecked, fired back quickly. He responded with, "You better cry, baby, because you give up," clearly believing he was addressing the real de Ridder. The exchange caught the attention of the MMA community, and fans were quick to point out that the account Chimaev was arguing with was not genuine. The situation has since become a source of amusement among fans, who continue to warn others to be cautious about fake fighter profiles that often impersonate real athletes for engagement. This incident highlights how even high-profile fighters can fall victim to social media impersonations. The fake de Ridder account has become notorious within the MMA community for stirring up drama by posting controversial comments and tagging fighters to provoke reactions. Despite repeated calls for Twitter, now X, to take action, the account remains active, continuing to confuse fans and stir conversation. As for Chimaev, his focus appears to remain on making his case for future fights, but this minor online altercation serves as a reminder of how misinformation and impersonation can quickly spiral in the digital age. Fans and fighters alike are urged to verify profiles before engaging, as these fake accounts often thrive on confusion and controversy. Strickland has once again made headlines, this time for his reaction to the recent backlash surrounding Israel Adesanya. A video surfaced showing Adesanya performing what some fans called a quirky, or controversial, gesture, which quickly drew mixed reactions from the MMA community. As the video spread online, many fans and critics began discussing whether Adesanya's behavior was appropriate, with opinions sharply divided. Some defended the former middleweight champion, saying he was simply being himself, while others believed it reflected poorly on him as a public figure. Strickland, never one to hold back his thoughts, decided to weigh in on the situation. Known for his unfiltered and sometimes sarcastic commentary, Strickland commented on the viral clip by writing, "It's a Kirk shot because my brain no work no more," seemingly mocking both the situation and the online outrage that followed. His comment quickly gained traction, with fans debating whether he was making fun of Adesanya, the fans overreacting, or simply finding humor in the entire controversy. One fan responded to Strickland's post by saying that he deserves the next title shot in the middleweight division. Strickland, who is always brutally honest about his views on fighting and his own abilities, replied with a statement that drew even more attention. He wrote, "You know, the sad thing is I'm the only one at middleweight who can beat him. I hate to admit that and I wish it wasn't so." His response reignited discussions about a potential rematch between him and Adesanya, as many fans began to speculate whether Strickland was hinting at a future fight or simply speaking his mind. Strickland's comment reflects both confidence and realism. Having already defeated Adesanya in their previous encounter, he remains one of the few fighters who has proven he can neutralize Adesanya's striking and composure inside the octagon. His admission that he hates to admit it adds an interesting layer, showing that while he might not personally like Adesanya, he still respects his skills as a fighter. As the MMA world continues to discuss Adesanya's video and Strickland's remarks, one thing remains clear: Strickland knows how to keep himself in the spotlight. Whether it's through his fighting ability or his unfiltered commentary, he continues to stir conversation and keep fans engaged. Many now await whether his words will lead to another showdown with Adesanya, adding more intrigue to the middleweight division's future. Paddy Pimblett has once again made headlines, this time calling out Ilia Topuria for what he claims is blatant avoidance of a fight. According to Pimblett, several UFC fighters, including Justin Gaethje and Topuria, have yet to sign their contracts, leaving him in a state of uncertainty while waiting for his next opponent. Pimblett expressed his frustration, explaining that many fighters talk confidently behind the scenes about wanting to fight him, but when the opportunity finally arrives, they fail to follow through. He said he expected to face Gaethje in Abu Dhabi in October, but that matchup didn't materialize. With Dan Hooker already set to fight Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira having recently competed against Mateusz Gamrot, Pimblett believes Topuria is the only logical opponent left for him. He emphasized that the fight should have already been finalized if Topuria had signed the contract. Instead, Pimblett accused him of delaying and making excuses. According to Paddy, Topuria is one of those fighters who talks tough in private but disappears when it's time to make the fight official. Frustrated by what he sees as stalling tactics, Pimblett didn't hold back in criticizing Topuria, claiming that nobody would even know who Topuria was if it weren't for him. He said that Topuria gained much of his attention and fanbase from their ongoing feud, suggesting that the Spanish-Georgian fighter used his name to boost his own profile. Pimblett recalled an earlier incident between the two, where Topuria allegedly tried to jump him while surrounded by a group of 10 people. Pimblett mocked him for needing backup to confront him and accused him of trying to appear tough for the cameras. He challenged Topuria to step up, be a man, and accept the fight rather than hiding behind words. According to Pimblett, Topuria thinks he is too good to fight him, yet he owes much of his popularity to their rivalry. Pimblett also pointed out that when Topuria decided to move up to lightweight, he should have been the first one to welcome him to the division, but that opportunity never came because Topuria was handed what Pimblett described as a gifted title shot. Pimblett finished his statement with a sharp jab at Topuria's nationality, claiming that despite presenting himself as Spanish and Georgian, he was actually born in Germany. Pimblett accused him of using multiple identities to attract more fans, dismissing his cultural claims as fake. He ended his remarks by calling on Topuria to stop avoiding the fight, sign the contract, and finally settle their rivalry inside the octagon. Arnold Allen recently opened up about an unexpected and unfortunate incident that left him with visible bruises on his face. In a new video uploaded to his YouTube channel, where he was sharing his predictions for UFC 321, Allen revealed that he was involved in a street altercation in Montreal, the city where he is currently training. According to Allen, the confrontation occurred outside a club and escalated because he did not speak French. During the clip, viewers could clearly see several bruises across his face, prompting him to explain what had happened. Allen described the situation calmly, noting that the incident was unrelated to his training or sparring. He said, "I'm in Montreal currently training, and I got beat up in the street because I wasn't using French. Got jumped because I don't speak French, so that's what the bruises are all about. Don't worry about it." Despite the seriousness of the altercation, Allen maintained his usual good humor, assuring fans that he was fine and would recover quickly. He joked that people might think the bruises were from a hard sparring session, but clarified that it was just a street scuffle gone wrong. The British featherweight went on to describe how one of the bruises was caused by a head clash during the altercation, emphasizing that it was not a severe injury. "It wasn't even a hard sparring day," he said. "It was just a knuckle outside the glove, like light sparring, and then a head clash. But yeah, it looks like we're in the trenches." Allen's laid-back reaction to the situation impressed fans, as he downplayed the incident and focused instead on his ongoing training. Throughout the video, Allen continued discussing his training camp and his upcoming plans, making it clear that the street altercation wouldn't slow him down. He mentioned that he has been working hard in Montreal and hinted that there could be some exciting fight news coming soon. At the end of the video, Allen teased that fans should expect to see him back in action before the end of the year, possibly in December. The incident, while unfortunate, showcased Allen's resilience and professionalism. Rather than turning the situation into drama, he treated it as an obstacle to overcome. Fans praised him for maintaining a positive attitude and continuing to focus on his career. With his characteristic composure and determination, Arnold Allen remains committed to returning stronger than ever and is already looking ahead to his next appearance inside the octagon. Mackenzie Dern recently clarified her comments regarding her readiness to face former strawweight champion John Wiley after receiving backlash from fans and media. In a previous interview with MMA Fighting, Dern admitted that she did not feel fully prepared to fight John at this moment but believed she would be ready within a few months. Her honesty quickly sparked criticism online, with many fans questioning why she would publicly state such comments while competing for a potential title opportunity. Some argued that it was unusual for a top contender to admit she might not yet be ready for a former champion. In response to the criticism, Dern appeared on the Full Send MMA podcast to explain the context behind her remarks. She clarified that her words were not meant to suggest a lack of confidence or belief in herself but rather a realistic assessment of her preparation timeline. Dern explained that she would be completely comfortable fighting someone like Verna Jandiroba within 2 months, as she has already faced and defeated her in the past. However, she emphasized that facing John Wiley would require a more strategic approach and a longer training period due to John's dominance and skill set as a former champion. "Obviously, people have their own opinions," Dern said. "I don't think necessarily that I wouldn't be able to rise up to the occasion. Of course, I believe in myself and in my jiu-jitsu. I just think it would be a tougher fight. To face someone like Wiley, I would like to have more time to study and train specifically for her." She added that her current focus has been on climbing the rankings and stringing together consistent wins rather than rushing into a fight she doesn't feel optimally prepared for. Dern's comments shed light on the challenges fighters face when balancing honesty with public expectations. While many athletes express confidence in any matchup, Dern's transparency about her readiness was both rare and refreshing. Still, it also opened her up to criticism from fans who interpreted her statement as self-doubt. She clarified that her remarks were simply a reflection of her desire to approach a fight against John Wiley with the proper preparation rather than short notice. As she continues her current training camp, Dern remains confident in her abilities and committed to improving every aspect of her game. She expressed respect for John's accomplishments and made it clear that she intends to face her eventually, but only when she feels she has had enough time to tailor her strategy for such a high-caliber opponent.